The second generation Kia Niro has a lot going for it. It looks good with a C-pillar that's more than a fashion statement, it's a functional aeroplane. The insides are stylish too, and you'll sleep well knowing that the interior gets seat covering made from eucalyptus leaves, and the headliner is rich in recycled wallpaper, maybe from your last remodel job. Most important, it's efficient, available with 3 powertrains, a standard hybrid, a plug-in hybrid that I've already profiled, and the focus of this video, a pure EV. It's available in 2 models, the Wind and this top-of-the-line Wave model. Kia says it competes against Chevy Bolt EUV and the front-wheel drive version of Volkswagen's ID.4. Now, this does not go as far on a charge as its EV6, nor does it juice up as quickly. So why would you want it? Well, Kia says this is going to be a lot more affordable. We're talking $40,745 for the Wind, at $5,000 for the Wave, that's including destination. It's not eligible for any federal tax credits, check your states. I drove the PHEV and EV at an event just outside of San Diego. I got a couple hours of seat time. I hope to do a more thorough review down the road. Kind of a car guy pun there. A look back at Generation 1, no, that's the Habanero concept car that showed up on the auto show circuit just before the pandemic shut all that down. Obviously, you can see where Generation 2 got some of its looks. Here's Gen 1, pleasantly styled in a wallflower sort of way. It was hardly of the fashionista crowd, but for those looking for an electric powertrain and practical, useful transportation, it worked quite well. Niro is built on the K3 architecture. Front drive only, it makes 201 horsepower or 150 kilowatts and 188 pound-feet of torque. That's down significantly from 291. There's a small space for the portable charger. No transmission, just a selector. Regeneration can be backed off here or added with the left paddle. The 64.8 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack is liquid-cooled. It's low in the floor and runs down the middle, so the cabin isn't completely open down below. Max charge rate is 85 kilowatts, kind of pokey compared to most, though Chevy Bolt is the laggard at around 50 kilowatts. Since the EV is the most powerful of the Niros, it's going to be the quickest. I figure it'll shave about a second off the plug-in hybrid 0 to 60 times, so about 7 seconds. With that instant torque off the line, it feels quicker than it is. This isn't the fastest EV out there, but it's got to be a lot less than a Tesla Plaid, that's for sure. I remember being able to spin the first generation Niro's tires with ease, not as much with this one with less torque. The ride quality is quite good for a lower priced EV. There's some choppiness on broken pavement, but by and large, it's a good, comfortable setup. This is very quiet. It's an EV, no surprise there. And the roads are getting twistier. This is definitely more fun to drive in these conditions than the plug-in hybrid because the bigger battery, which is very heavy, is in the floor, lowering the center of gravity. Enthusiasts would want more from the chassis, but for most, it tracks nicely down the road. It'll coast nearly to Arizona with the regen backed all the way off, or with it maxed out, one-pedal driving is easy. The brake pedal feel is natural during the transition from recuperation braking to engaging the physical brakes. There's been a lot of people in this car today, so it's nearly impossible to get an estimated range, but looking at all the numbers and watching the mileage from the battery drop, it seems like that 253 number is pretty accurate, at least in the ballpark. Much of my driving was highway. EVs are less efficient there, but temperatures were in the mid to high 70s, ideal for maxing out distance. An EV's range is determined by ambient temperature. If it's really cold, range goes down. Niro is available with an optional package that includes a heat pump and a battery conditioning system. So if you live in Duluth, Minnesota, you might want to get that. With little time to photograph the interior, please check out the plug-in hybrid video that I did earlier for cabin features. I'll just point out that it's stylish with a nice airy cabin. The long blade of an instrument panel looks like one display, but it's actually 2.
Kia didn't show lower wind models around for comparison, but those come nicely equipped. My only real concern is the large planks of piano black. That stuff tends to scratch. As for back seat room, it's essentially the same as the plug-in hybrid, so I'll cut and paste that section here.
I am 5'9". Headroom, really good in the Niro. Same with knee, leg, and foot room. The cushions are high enough so that thigh support is excellent. Door openings are moderate, so yeah, you can get car seats in and out, just a little juggling. Door pockets, those are kind of small. My brother would like this. Pockets on both seats. There is no separate climate zone. There are adjustable vents. However, there are heated seats at this trim level. Very nice. Also, I like where Kia puts the USB ports. They're up high, easy to get to. The center spine is moderate in size. It will take up a little bit of footroom if you have 3 adults back here, and you can do that. But if you want everybody to be comfortable, keep it to 2 back here. In that case, this is a nice space.
A peek into the cargo area shows there's a little more room under the load floor than the plug-in hybrid. Stash the vehicle-to-load adapter here. It can run small appliances when you're out camping. I'll switch to the PEV to give you an idea of the cargo area. The EV's trunk is 3 cubic feet larger than the plug-in hybrid. Seats up, nearly 23 cubic feet. Dropped, it's 64. Last year, this package would be mighty tempting, even at $45,000 fully loaded, but Chevrolet's Bolt EUV crashes Niro's price party. GM's EV can take advantage of the new federal tax incentives and can be had for around $30,000 fully loaded with Super Cruise if you qualify. Bolt is an excellent buy. Its black eye is very slow DC fast charging, which is 50 kilowatts tops. Also, the larger Volkswagen ID.4 can now be had for less than $40,000, but probably has a little less range than Niro. Let's get to red light, green light. Green light. Niro Generation 2 is a couple steps up the style ladder. It's a looker. The estimated range of 253 miles is solid in class. The interior has good visibility and feels open, even in dark colors. And it's roomy, front and back. Yellow lights. It's the best handling of the Niro bunch, but can get a little skittish on rough roads. The fashionable cabin has a lot of piano black in it. Wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are not available in top Niro trims. Red light. An 85 kilowatt charge rate is kind of pokey these days. I couldn't test the charge curve though. A $40,000 price used to impress. Bolt took that advantage away. In other markets, the Aeroblade can be had in bright, exciting colors. Well, there's always a wrap, I guess. Disadvantages aside, I'm guessing the design alone will help Kia move every single one they can make. They're assembled in South Korea, by the way. The perfect size and temperament for taking on metropolitan driving, Niro is a stylish way to roam the streets, if not burn up the pavement. Sorry, no fun fact this week. I'm stretching the material that I have. This was originally going to be part of the last Niro video I did. I'll link to that one, should be popping up in just a second or two. It's impressive what Kia has done in the last 10 years. It's building some impressive cars. Every vehicle it's released recently has been a stand-up double at the very least. A few like Telluride and EV6 have been grand slams. I'm talking baseball. Pretty sure Kia sponsors the NBA. Oh, I'll leave you with this instead of a fun fact. I was hoping for some clouds to help when shooting the interior, but the ones that showed up ended up bringing hail. At one point, I was a little concerned that it would damage the car. It disappeared as quickly as it arrived. And one more thing. At the Kia dinner, there was a band playing. It was powered by the vehicle-to-load adapter. Clever proof of concept. I had to replace their audio because of copyright infringement. That's the world I live in. Thanks for watching, folks. Remember to subscribe, click notifications, follow me on Twitter, and be nice to other people. The world sure could use a little bit more of that these days. That's Driven. I'm Tom Voelk.